I'm sure you have a lot of questions about what this new program by the Biden administration for people to be able to fix their status in the United States entails. And here we're going to go through the basic requirements, what it means to be eligible for this program so that you can also get your status here in the United States. And essentially there's 4 requirements. So let's go through them together. So I'll be sharing my screen so you can follow along. So what are the requirements of President Biden's attempt to secure the stability and unity of families in the United States? So first of all, as of June 17, 2024, you must be married to a United States citizen, 3, and have been living in the United States for at least 10 years. And finally, you must be eligible for adjustment of status or your residency. So we're going to go through each of those elements individually just so that you know exactly what that means. So first of all, you have to be married to a citizen. That means that the marriage has to be legally valid. That means if you have prior marriages, you want to make sure we take a look at those divorce decrees as well as those marriage certificates to make sure that your current marriage to a United States citizen is valid. Second, that person has to be a US citizen. If you are married to a resident, unfortunately, it's not going to count. If your spouse was a resident on June 17, 2024, and then later became a citizen, they also will not be eligible. They also won't count for this new program. The DHS has released a fact sheet, and this fact sheet does indicate that both the marriage and citizenship must exist as of June 17th, 2024. Next, remember that the marriage must be in good faith and not just for immigration purposes. So you're going to have to show that the marriage is real. And remember that everything has to have existed on or before June 17th, 2024. So instead of it saying before, it actually should be saying on. So let's move on to the next requirement. So this is technically the third, because the first is marriage, second to a citizen. Now we have the 10 years. So that means that the 10 years doesn't continue to accumulate. You have to show that you have been here for 10 years before June 17th, 2024. That means you have to have been here June 17th, 2014 to present without interruptions. Departures are going to mean that you are not eligible. Now, fourth, you have to be eligible for residency. Now, what does that mean? That basically means that certain things are going to affect your eligibility. So if you've committed fraud of any kind, if you've used false documents, or if you said that you are a citizen, that means that you are not actually eligible for residency. So even if immigration were to give you this advanced parole or parole in place, you wouldn't be eligible for your residency in any event because you still have those penalties. And some things can be forgiven and other things cannot. For example, saying that you are a citizen, unfortunately, cannot be forgiven. Only certain things can forgive that ground of inadmissibility. Second thing that can affect you are arrests. It doesn't matter how old they are, they can still affect you. Deportations can also affect you. Doesn't matter if it was by a judge or if it was at the border. If you were stopped by immigration trying to come in, make sure you speak with an immigration attorney before applying for this program. We don't want to leave you in a worse situation than when you came to us. Finally, entries and exits can also affect your eligibility. If you have a lot of entries and exits to the United States, you may not be eligible for the residency. Before you do anything, please make sure that you speak to an immigration attorney to make sure that you're actually eligible. We don't want you to be harmed in any way. We don't want you to end up with an order of deportation. We don't want to see you detained because you applied for something and you weren't eligible. So if you have any questions, please feel free to call. We're here for our community as always. And I'm Attorney Vanessa Ortega Barch. Don't forget to subscribe for more information as it comes out.